Don't try this at home.
No, we're not professionals.
Not by any means, but hopefully you can learn from our mistakes. Hey guys, and welcome back to House Renovations, Chapter 6. Now, today's going to be a different style video, but before we get into that, let me send you over to the Kitten Coalition with Grandpa, Luna, the hostess with the mostest, the ghost, and of course, our foreman who doesn't keep us boredmen, Scarlet. Episode 1. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to House Renovations, Chapter 6, Episode 1. Now, today we're going to do somewhat of a smoother video with you guys today. It's going to be basically podcast style in front of the fire. So let's take things off to the old man. What got you started into house renovating and all that?
Well, it started in the family. My grandfather worked for Kodak back in the day. He did working on a house when he wasn't at Kodak. He built houses, like one of our family homes burnt down when I was probably about 14 and 15 years old. And it was his house that he built when he was starting his family. My uncle bought it from him, it caught on fire, burnt down. And throughout the years before that, he would do little remodel jobs here and there on it. And they decided to rebuild the house back in the same place. And during the summer, I was with my grandfather learning how to build a house from the ground up, digging, the new foundations and putting the basement in to putting the finish work in on the cabinets and all that. And I got interested in it. I did it on and off for a lot of years. And then when I moved to Florida, I opened up my own handyman business and started doing kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels. I did a lot of work for rental properties. I would go in and rehab a whole house and that. I like doing it, seeing it go from being in a bad state to a place where somebody can live and enjoy the features of the house or the apartment or, trailers. I've done all that stuff. I've done a little bit in construction, done a lot in one side of my family's constructions, the other side's restaurants. So I enjoy the work. It's relaxing to me. It's not really work to me. It's more like just...
So basically this turned from a hobby into a profession, into what you're saying is a career when you own the business down in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got started watching him. I mean, I saw what he was doing, and of course, when I was younger, I was all about my father. So, I mean, I said, screw it, why not, do what my dad does? And I picked up a few things here and there along the way. I worked with my Uncle Will a lot. Let's shout out to my Uncle Will. We did a house just down the road from here, actually, years ago, and it's still standing. I mean...
If it works right, if it works good, it'll be around for a long time. Look at this house. It's 106 years old. It's built in 1920. It's 2026. Can't say that about most modern houses these days.
Well, speaking about modern, what plans do you got this year for, the channel, for the house? What do we got going?
Well, this year I want to finish up the projects that we started, like finish painting the back of the house. That's got a lot to do. Doing the back room, finishing off the back room. In New York State, it's kind of hard to do this stuff in the wintertime.
Oh, especially in the winter.
That's why you don't see too much from us at the wintertime. I try to do as much as I can in the house, but living in it and working on it is kind of hard at the same time.
I mean, especially in a back room that has it has insulation now, as you guys have seen over the year, but has no real heating or anything like that. So it gets pretty frigid back there.
And I work a full-time job to support my family and be able to do these things. I don't have sponsors or none of that like most people who are in the big wig part of it. So everything that gets done is done to the best of my ability, the highest quality materials I can afford, and done so anybody else could do it. I mean, you don't have to be, a certified master carpenter to be able to, put a piece of wood to do trim or any of that. It's just taking the time to learn the skills and have the tools. And if you haven't seen, all my tools ain't like top of the line. All my tools are Harbor Freight, basically. There's a few specialty tools here and there that I get that I'm picky about, but I mean, like the Bauer Tools has been able to do everything that my Milwaukee sets that I've spent thousands of dollars on down in Florida, which I don't have anymore, do the same work for fractions of the price.
Oh, I mean, Harbor Freight's been a lifesaver. I mean, case in point, just the other day, actually last week, we went down and got a leaf blower from Home Depot. That's the kind of thing that we'll get at Home Depot.
You
just can't beat certain things. But then we started the trip out by going to Harbor Freight, honestly. And we don't normally go there with the intention of buying the whole store out, but yeah.
I grabbed a few things, like, we needed new side cutters for small things. I need a new pair of channel locks. I mean, a pair of channel locks that are what they call slip grip, quick connect channel locks you would buy at Home Depot, $60. I got them for $20 at Harbor Freight, and they work great.
Right. We don't even talk about the blue place. I'm sorry. No.
I don't do a lot of shopping at Lowe's because Lowe's prices are high. I try to get my stuff as cheap as possible, but of the highest quality. And I've always had a great rapport with Home Depot. Home Depot since I had my business down in Florida and that, they've always taken care of me. I mean, they're knowledgeable. They try to make sure that your experience is good, and either just a hobbyist or you are a professional pro. They care about what they do, and they show it. Some of the other places that you go to, they don't. And I like good customer service because I went good customer service for my customers when I was working for them. Or for my other job, I have good customer service for them.
He was so emphasizing on that. Yeah, guys, I worked with him. I mean, I didn't help him run the business, but I knew a lot about it. And one of his biggest comments was, "I'm glad your first on the books job was working for Wegmans." Which, shout out to Wegmans, even though everybody here in Rochester, we live here, but we won't shop there. But if you smack talk Wegmans, you got a problem.
Yep.
When you're first learning to work at Wegmans and everything, they beat the customer service into you.
Oh, they don't beat it into you. They train you.
Yeah.
They teach you, how to deal with the situations you'll come to in life, because that training that they're giving you there is also going to carry over into regular life too.
I mean, yeah, I have definitely, as you guys have all seen, I have that customer service face. I can put on the mask, so to speak. I mean, the old man works full-time at a grocery store. He's a closing manager. I work full-time for, my stepmother as her personal assistant. And that customer service comes into play because, especially with my side of things, at least from my experience, I have to help mom deal with, doctor's appointments, canceling, rescheduling, calling, all of that. And it comes into play. Now, what about you, old man? How does your customer service skills come into play with your job?
I deal with a lot of people every day. I work for a mid-sized grocery company. I'll give a shout out to them. It's priced right. We're all in the Eastern Seaboard. But I started out as a part-timer there on the night crew. And in 8 months, I became the assistant night crew chief, which is in charge of the night crew that stocks all everything. Did that for 7 years, night crew. And then got promoted to be the closing manager. I got great people I work with, but I'm the type of person, my favorite thing to say is I don't hate people. I hate every person the same. And when I'm at work, I can't have that attitude.
Oh, man.
My people skills have got to change. I can tell you that throughout my life. I mean, you treat people as you want to be treated. I treat them with respect until they don't deserve the respect.
Golden rule, for sure.
I give everybody the same respect until they cross the line where they undeserved it. I was brought up by my mother that way. And shout out to single moms. They do a hell of a job.
Oh my goodness, single moms run this world, man. I'm telling you.
People don't understand. My mom raised 12 kids. 8 of them were hers. The rest of them were by marriage or adopted. My mom was a saint when it come to that. Took care of her one grandson until the day she died.
Oh yeah, Grandma was a trooper, guys. Like, I wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley, let alone a lit one. I'm serious. This woman scared the mess out of me. But she also raised me like I was one of her kids. So
yeah, my mom. This is my mom. I'm the oldest of my moms, and this was my firstborn. So that was like her apple of her eye. But she had grandchildren long before that. I waited a little bit longer in my life to have them. I didn't have my first one until I was in my mid-20s. Yeah. So I'm grateful for them. I love them. I mean, I love my stepchildren just as much. And I don't have stepkids. They're my kids. I look at all my kids as the same. I treat them all the same, even if their mother's different from his mother or whatever.
Right. I mean, and shout out to the stepdads that actually step up and take care of the kids. You know what I mean?
And so, unsung heroes.
It does take a lot to accept a child that isn't your own, and to take care for them as their own. I mean, I wouldn't give the world for my oldest, who was my stepchild. I'm currently divorced, but now I'm looking at this fire pit, seeing you poke it and everything. What are we gonna do about this thing? I mean, it's literally lined up with pieces of concrete and asphalt we ripped up from the side of the house.
Well, maybe he'll show a clip of all the leftover brick from ripping down the chimney and the new brick. I think we're going to build a new fire pit this year, a proper one.
Can we do that by my birthday? So we have one for around my birthday?
We'll try. I can't guarantee what happens from now until then.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, guys. The biggest thing I can tell you when remodeling an old house or just refurbishing it, which is what we're really doing, honestly, is you never know what you're going to find. It's always a domino effect. I mean, case in point, our last project was the chimney. And it was just supposed to be a simple rip off the old concrete plaster on the outside, replaster it up the proper way, and we wound up, taking out almost 10 feet of bricks and all that.
Yeah, and there's still more to go, unfortunately. We got to remove the rest of it, but that's a later on project. The bottom half of it is actually built to the floors, so you can't really rip it out.
I mean, as you guys saw in the mini episode for the end of season 5, I mean, we were ripping out chunks of that chimney.
Yep.
Just to get it so that we could use the furnace properly for the winter. Which
necessity is the mother of all things. You got to make sure you got the things you need to make it through tough situations, and heat's one of them. Especially when you get down into the negatives like Rochester does.
I mean, it was crazy too. Like, we just got our fall leaf cleanup done last Monday. Guys, we dealt with snow literally the first week of November. We don't normally deal with that until maybe middle of December, honestly. Last year
winter hit early this year.
Freak winter. Oh my goodness. Hence why we got a leaf blower. We actually got a gas leaf blower, because we needed something a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to move wet leaves.
So, you say we got to finish painting the back of the house. Why did you decide to just do 3 sides of the house instead of all 4?
Well, I was going to do all 4, but we ran out of time. It was the winter. It was getting cold. It was getting too wet out for paint to cure, and that instead of wasting the paint, which is expensive, we waited until we get some good weather to finish it up, because I wanted to stay on there. I mean, we got a little touch-ups here and there from where some of the paint's flecked off, or some of the patching of the roof is dripping down from the winter time. I really wanted to replace the roof this year, but financially I can't afford it. I mean, not even half the materials alone, at my cost, and I get a decent little break through my pro account. It was $4,000 just for plywood, 2x4s, and
that's just 2x6s. It's not even counting the shingle we need too,
and fascia board. I mean, that's
goodness.
No, the shingles were in there too. But I mean, but that's not counting nails. It's not counting a lot of things. It's a lot of work for a roof. A lot of stuff goes into it. It's not just throwing up a piece of plywood and throwing shingles down.
It's not as simple as we did with the back room. The back room, at least we were dealing with a square on that one. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, also this, as old as this house is, there's no modern style built to it. These are true 2x4s.
Oh yeah.
2 inches by 2 inches, and they're just nailed at the peak, and they're just nailed at the bird's mouth, and it has no what they call racking support. In other words, 2x4s that go down between each one of the roof trusses to keep them from going to side,
like how we did in the back room with the roof there. How we did it to brace, so to speak, the back room.
There's no what they call plating on the peaks. They were just nailed together. They were nailed like this, but nails going through each side, holding it together. There's supposed to be a special plate right in the corners on both sides to keep that structural tight. And there's supposed to be 2x4s that, in the new and modern day, 2x4s that run from one end of the bird's mouth to the other end of the bird's mouth, and then a 2x4 runs down the middle of it. None of that's in this house.
It's definitely.
It's built in 1920.
You can definitely see the times in it, like for real.
There's hardly any insulation in the roof. That's why my gas bills were over $500 at times, because heating it up, it just go through the ceilings and out of the house.
We also got to keep the heat, on pretty much all year round. For my stepmom, she has something called Reynolds, which messes with her circulatory system. Something fierce, dude.
When we stay in between the high 60s and 70s at night, then we can turn the heat off. But I sleep with a heater on in my bedroom every night. Every night.
That poor man. I couldn't do it. I give you props. I'm a human heater as it is, so I mean.
So am I, but I've never met a woman that has to have heat like she does. This is a woman that can come out in 90-degree weather in a sweatsuit.
It'd be shivering the entire time.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying doing the work. It's expensive, but it's going to take time. I mean, the house was a decent price, and for my wife to be able to live somewhere where she can get around for her mobility and make it easier for her life, and then in the future for my kids, Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this as an investment in their future. I'm looking at it as an investment in my wife's well-being. I'm turning 58 years old this year. I'm unfortunately going to be working for the rest of my life.
This man's going to drop on the job, I'm telling you guys. Yeah, I wish I was joking.
It's worth it to me to be able to take care of my family even if I'm not around.
Well, I mean, so what prompted you to buy the house in the first place? Yes, I know mom is the ultimate, deciding factor on it, but how come you guys had to purchase it?
Well, the reason we had to purchase it is because she didn't want to live in an apartment building was the biggest problem. And I don't blame her. I don't like having somebody walking over my head or stomping or playing their music loud and all that stuff. But it's to sell the place to another rental company, and everybody who was going to buy the place was going to kick us out after being in the house for almost 10 years. Never laid on the rent, none of that. Taking care of the house to within a reasonable way. Not putting all my money into it because I don't own it.
Right.
But I mean, just maintaining it so it wasn't falling apart. It basically is what we were doing, and we were looking for a one-story house where she could live in. It is hard to find here. I mean, we'd have to have a ranch-style house, and financially, if I died, she couldn't afford one because the cost of housing in Rochester is crazy. I mean, for that kind of a house, they're getting anywhere between $1,200 to $2,000 a month, and she can't afford it on fixed income.
Yeah, I mean, the price of housing anywhere, guys, is a struggle. But I mean, if you live in a major metropolitan area like us, it's insane. I mean, Dad wasn't looking to purchase a house, but this one just fits.
I mean, I look at it this way: if they would have bought it and wanted to come in, fix things here and there, we would have stayed in the house and that. But when they said they wanted to give us a week after they buy the house to move out and find a place, it was without any notice, because originally it was supposed to be, sold to a private person for just renting, and we were supposed to stay in it. And the two people who had offers on it wanted to kick us out within, 2 weeks. So I talked to my wife. I said, financially we can do it if we can get a decent loan. And lucky for me, the guy who loaned me the money was actually my old property manager, because he knew that it wasn't a risk for him. So I got a private loan on it, and we bought the house.
The cursed fire pit. I always get the smoke in my face.
Haha, not me.
Always me, always me. All right, so our main projects this year, speaking of the house, are going to be finishing up the painting on the outside.
Yep.
That's a given. We doing anything on the roof? Because, as people saw last year, there were definitely soft spots there.
Basically, we're just going to go up and repair any, if there's shingle damage in that, repair that for now. And I just got to save up, somehow to get the money to do the roof. There might be some other little projects coming along, because there's things that I can't afford to do for my wife to make the house more accessible, more safe for her, more independently for her. We got some irons in the fire, as they put it. Ha 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 ha. That you might see some improvements that we're not really doing, because financially I can't afford it. And the nice thing about it is there is places out there who do help. My wife hates the word, the disabled or handicapped, with the finances to do it when they own a place or rent a place that qualifies for it.
Yeah.
So there may be some few surprises coming along the line. Main goal this year is to finish the painting on the outside, get the outside of the house pretty much buttoned up to where we can concentrate on the back bedroom, get that finished.
Yeah, we've only been talking about it for 2 years now.
I got to do things the way it's got to go. Getting the exterior of the house sealed up and cleaned up and painted, and that actually protects the house and makes it better for the winter time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This house wasn't painted it never been painted in 12 years that I know of.
It had to have been at least a good, I'm not even joking, 20 years since it had been painted on the outside.
I wouldn't
honestly
be surprised. I would not be surprised. Hopefully we can maybe get the roof done this year. I don't know. It all depends on what happens.
Yeah, like we said, guys, like you said, the main focus is getting the rest of the painting on the outside done, and then working on the back room. We've only been talking about moving them into the back room for 2 years now, and that was the main focus after we did the whole wall, which started it all. But we got some good tricks and tips to show you for that back room for sure.
Yeah, we got some neat things I'm going to do to it. Make it a little unique, comfortable. Nothing surprising.
No.
Might be a few little, secrets here and there given out.
We're still trying to debate on whether we're going to do drywall back there or do that panel board that you were thinking about.
Well, I'm thinking about doing the ceiling and drywall, because it's just, I said, expensive. The wood that we were looking at was $18 a sheet. Now it's up to almost $30 a sheet.
Yeah.
So, drywall, unfortunately, is cheaper.
Cool thing is, though, is we're keeping the tongue and groove on the back wall.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I got to still get into that a little bit.
There's
electrical and stuff like that.
There's a cabinet that we definitely have to take out, though.
But I'd love to keep the original beadboard in it.
Oh, it'd be nice. Yeah, and then I don't have to, spend an hour on one portion of it trying to get it off.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Just looking at the back room here, guys, just the outside of it and how it's held up for well over a year. No exterior paint on it. Yeah, it's got to, be resealed and recaulked in some places, but it's not leaking.
Hey.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, do it right the first time. You don't have to do it the second time.
And on that note, guys, we're going to wrap things up here. We're going to get this fire down, because this is all trash from last year. So, all trash wood and all that. So, on that note, is there anything else you want to bring up while we're at it?
still have our merch online if anybody's interested. I just ask you to like, subscribe, and hit that notice button. Hopefully we can start getting some more content out. I do appreciate, hearing from folks what they think.
Oh yeah, he's constantly looking at the channel, seeing who subscribed, who commented, who liked.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, within the week, guys, I'm gonna have the Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 full season compilations all put together and put out. I can probably safely say by Thursday of next week. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you guys in the next one.
And work smarter, not harder. If you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe.
We try to upload every Sunday and Monday.
And always remember to work smarter, not harder.